Hey guys, welcome back to Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles X. And in this episode, we're going to take on a lot of things, so let's get started and head to the Administrative District. Because in the previous episode, we did check out Irina's skills as a Psi Corruptor. But to be honest with you guys, she's not super interesting. So today, we're going to be checking out another party member who I've sort of been neglecting. Gwen, where the heck are you, dude? And how's the Sunlight Covenant? Okay, don't joke aside, Gwen should be located in the Administrative District, a little bit north, with not the rest of his unit. And hey there, Cross. I was just thinking about you. I haven't had an assignment with any real meat on it for a long time. So got anything you need help with? In fact, I do, Gwen. You'll be really handy to have in this episode, and we need to level up his affinity a bit. So for the meantime, let's ditch Irina and get ourselves a samurai gunner. Alright, not bad. Now, he doesn't have too many great skills or, you know, just arts to start things off with. However, we will be doing a level section later on in this episode, but at the moment, he's got some pretty cool ones. Defensive stance. On second thought, that's not really that cool. I prefer offense. He's got Rising Blade, a fan-favorite ability in this game. It's pretty popular, and Furious Blast is also pretty cool. Generous TP, not bad either. And also, Power Dive. Feel free to read those art descriptions if you'd like. I'm just going to level up them a tiny bit, though, because later on in the episode, we'll be getting more into the Samurai Gunner style. Ooh, that's 36. We probably don't want to level that up, and we wouldn't have the BP to do that anyway. So now that we got his levels up a bit, we're going to be using him, like I said before, because we want to build affinity with a multitude of party members. It is true I'm going to need some affinity for Elma later on in this episode, but since we're already capped out on that, there's no real reason to keep using her. But at the same time, she's kind of one of our strongest party members, so that's why we want to keep her with us. Also, yeah, we're going to be using her for a majority of the story, but before we start anything, I want to come over here and open up this treasure chest. A lot of the segment map, which constitutes for completing this game and achieving 100%, are going to be chests like that, and they have good things in it. A mining probe G2 is not terrible, but that is not all I wanted to take care of. There is another part of the segment map I want to fill out, and if we travel over here long enough, yeah, this is a really hidden quest. I gotta say, that's one of my more bigger complaints with this game. Sometimes getting to a quest is harder than actually completing it, and I need to get here. But yes, there's this lone lady just looking out into the distance. What's going on? And flunked again. Stupid Walter's the worst instructor ever. Power-tripping idiot. Yeah? Can I help you? Kind of in a mood here, so make it quick before I bite your head. Oh, this lady is mad. Yeah, let's not provoke an angry lady. Thanks. I'm gonna explode if I didn't vent to somebody. What's the problem? I'm a mechanic at the moment, but I've applied to be a transfer to Blade. Except the idiot instructor Walter keeps failing me on the aptitude test. He says I can't handle ordnance correctly, says I'm not mentally prepared for Blade, and he flunked me 45 times in a row. You should probably stop if he keeps doing that. I've been studying every day. I've even kept a set of books in my bathroom. Oh, that's probably not that gross. No, it's still kind of gross. Why do you want to join Blade so badly? 45 times is a lot, and thank you for asking. It's about time I got a good listener to show up around here. I refuse to hole up in a safe little corner while the whole fight for human survival rages on outside. That's a good point. Or that's what I tell people. But outside NLA's walls is a whole world of experiences you could never find on Earth. I get where you're coming from. It's got me burning with wanderlust. I want to set foot where no one has before. Just see sight. Oh, well, that makes a good point. I mean, I could agree with that mentality. I need out, man. Let me be free. Well, honestly, if that's what you want to do, you should go for it. Who cares if this instructor says? And wait, holy mackerel, that's brilliant. You're a genius, person. Thank you. That's decided then. I leave today, and ain't nobody stopping me. You know, it's probably a little nuts to just run off in the middle. Yeah, think you could find some protective wear and some kind of weapons? I mean, you're pretty much my accomplice at this point, right? That makes it sound like you're gonna do something really bad, but she'll give us the quest. Mamma mia! And I'm glad I picked a reasonable person. Grab iron blades and some combat bodywear. That should be enough to weather any unruly indigents. Yeah, that armor's not really that good, but okay, we'll get it. Well, it's better than my armor. And luckily for me, we already had half of this mission complete. The iron blades we already got, I guess, from a random drop, which is kind of cool. But in case you don't, all you have to do is go to the Armory Alley. This quest is really easy to complete. All you need to do is come over to the Armory Alley's shop terminal and buy some stuff. But before we do that, it's time I increase my ray gun, guys. This level 1 ray gun sucks. It's time to get the Soldier Blaster. And look at that puppy. Oh my god. In all reality, though, the damage here doesn't matter. This would technically do more damage, but you see, its ability is TP gain, which, well, when we're trying to unleash our most devastating attack, we probably need TP to stack our auras, so I'm gonna grab that gun for the time being. But what we're actually here to do is we need to buy this combat body wear for Maya, or Mia. Is it Mia or Maya? I think it could be either, but yeah, now that we have that, let's actually update our party members' equipment. Poor Elma here has been using her starting armor for what seems like forever, so let's give her... See, this armor would be better for ranged attacks, but in all reality, ranged damage is kind of lackluster for most characters, so I'm thinking this survival body armor. Yeah, no body wear. Will be a lot better, because we want her to do high physical damage, and in all reality, we just need something right now that'll increase her defenses. Because later on in this episode, guys, we're going to do something a little bit on the tough side, and yeah, I like those pants. We can keep those. We're going to get better armor by the end of this episode, so I'm not going to spend too much money here, but upgrading our weapons is a high priority. Those are better in every single avenue, so I'm going to grab those. And let's see, we've been neglecting Lynn as well. We've been neglecting everybody, man. I'll fix that soon. We're also, at the end of this quest, going to get decent armor for Lynn, and that shield looks pretty cool. I'll grab that, why the heck not. The damage up is also really good. It's not always about defense with shield troopers, because you need damage to deal aggro and make sure the enemies are focusing on the right target. But now that we've bought those items, let's return to Mia. And alright, Maya, I got your armor and your weapons. Go kick some indigent butt for me, will you? Hey, welcome back. We just missed my best friend in the world, Walter. He's up this late at night. He'd be proud. I got the big lecture about giving up and becoming a blade operative, and just shut up and smiled real big and listened. Oh, that's pretty mature. Why bother arguing when I'm about to leave the nest? That is, assuming you got my equipment right. Yeah, I got it, don't worry. And first up, a weapon fit to cleave a Mylosaur and twine, the iron I don't know if it's gonna be that great. I mean, it is vendor armor and weapons after all. And yeah, I got your combat body armor. Here you go. And best present ever! With these bad boys, I can handle anything the indigents of Mir dish out. Except maybe tyrants. But hey, and thank you so much. Wait, do I still not know your name? Wow, embarrassing. Yeah, my name's a generic default. And hey, cool, strong name. I like it. But I'm terrible with names. So from today forth, I'm calling you Chief. Really? Alright, now that I'm all geared up, I'll put those other blades to shame and have Walter eating his words by the end of the week. Thanks for everything, Chief. Catch you on the outside, yeah? Alright, Mia, good job. I guess she seems really determined to be a Blade member and all. And for completing that quest, we will get the school wear. Yeah, this is a little bit interesting of armor. However, it is actually really good for Lynn. So let's go ahead and equip it. And this is our first instance of armor that takes up multiple slots. And as you can see, it's pretty much her entire body except her head. So it's going to naturally give a bit more defense since we're filling out several parts of armor. However, I don't like the aesthetics. So let's try the new fashion ability to get the same stats from the armor, but it looks like her default. And as far as Gwyn goes, you know, he's looking fine. So, technically, Lynn is still wearing the school armor, but she has the look of her basic starting set. I don't know, you guys may not like that, but I just don't really... it kind of subtracts from my immersion if Lynn's just shooting a Gatling gun while in a schoolgirl uniform. I don't know, that's just me, so I may change it later on, I'm not sure. But the fashion just feature is really, really nice, I gotta say. But enough of talking about accessories. I have not mentioned this at all yet, guys, but this is the Blade basic mission area. and our levels are doing terrible. At this point in the game, you should be way higher level than me, your class should be way higher level, and thankfully, there is a way to do that really quickly. So, in Xenoblade Chronicles X, we have these things called basic missions. They are very, very easy to complete. Sometimes it's just, go kill a couple of stinking monsters, and that is exactly what we are going to do. A very nice way to level up in this game is simply to accept these bounty missions. And assuming they're in the continent that we are on, since we are not in Bolivia, we should probably not be taking those. But if you find any quests that you can easily complete, do them. Because chances are, while you're out doing them, you're going to be getting EXP anyways. So, I'm going to really quickly just accept a bunch of these and basically level up a bit. So, be right back. And okay, guys, I am back! We did a little bit of leveling up. I guess since I've been running away from most enemies, you should probably be higher level than me. But now we are level 13 and rank 6 with our current class. Also, we raised a bunch of affinity because every time you complete one of these missions, you get some with everyone you have in your party. But yeah, let's check out our newest skills. We got Repair, which will heal for a flat percentage and remove some debuffs. Not too big a fan of that because it's a really long cooldown. But we also got Myopic Screen, which deals some weapon damage and inflicts Blackout. Two really handy skills. It's kind of nice since before I kind of only had like 2 attacks. So now we have 3, but we're kind of going to be getting rid of these once we change our class again. But who got a lot of new arts is Gwyn, who, holy crud, Samurai Gunner gets a lot of attacks. He's a little bit low on the support side, and feel free to read these art descriptions if you'd want to. But we're going to be showing off what they do very, very soon. Yeah, all in all, Gwyn is turning out to be a pretty cool character. He's a lot of fun to play as, and we will be getting to that in due time. And also, offensive stance, yeah, a little bit more interesting than defensive, but that is not all that has changed. We did level up our class a lot, and as a result, we'll be getting into skills. So sometimes you will gain these passive bonuses that you can put onto your skill tray. And wow, these buffs are great. Beam Boost has to be my favorite, and we're not the only ones that can get these, and also there's Beam Guard. Kind of nice too, but as I was saying, our party members can get them as well. So these are also points of interest you may want to dedicate BP to, so always keep these in mind. You may need to enhance your equipment, level up your arts, and lastly, don't forget about your skills. And man, Gwyn only has 1. Kind of lame. It's only for melee accuracy. But speaking of Gwyn, now that we got him all set up, let's play as him and see what his gameplay is all about. And oh boy, I'm excited for this because now we have access to a Samurai Gunner, and it's gonna be awesome to use this giant two-handed sword. And alright, I decided to fast travel to the Ganglion base again, just so we could get a test of what Gwyn is all about. And I gotta like, he just bravehearts into the battle, like, yeah, just with his sword. But Gwyn excels at 2 things: dealing physical melee damage and his offensive stance and just backstabbing enemies. A lot of Dark Souls references with this guy, but yes, he just does a ton of damage. Yet again, this guy, this Pawn Pugilith, is not the most tanky enemy, and I really didn't even get time to show off any of his art, so I may spend a bit of time playing as him. But yeah, a little bit more engaging than Irina. He's mostly just here to dish out damage. He's not a team player. He's very much so a swordsman. And let's show off offensive stance. This will increase our attack by a lot, and need to get used to dashing mid-battle. It's kind of a thing I've been really bad about. Let's try and use the backslash ability that is named Ultra Slash. Ugh! 3k damage. Holy crud, guys. I can't do that on my main character. We will get to the point where we can do that, and let's see this attack. That does way more damage when we're taunted, but obviously we weren't taunted there. There's an interesting ability, or a build, I guess is a better way to describe it, where you want Gwyn to get taunted a lot, so that attack does a ton of damage. But I don't know if we'll be showing that off, because it takes a little bit of setup, basically making yourself more susceptible to that status effect. But yeah, let's check out some of his other moves. His gun skills are relatively uninteresting. I mean, they do bonus damage to toppled enemies and all that, but aside from that, they're not that great. Defensive stance, though, makes you recover HP, so that's not bad. But yeah, the TP gain from his physical attacks, I gotta admit, is a little bit high. We're getting like roughly 100 or 2. No, that was 200. Holy crap, that's a lot. I guess I got the achievement for destroying a lot of prone, but yeah, I gotta say the Samurai Gunner is a fun class. So far, though, I'd still say my favorite class is my class, because that ray gun attack does a lot of damage, and it looks really cool. And we'll be enhancing that in the future, but yeah, I gotta say, Gwyn, Samurai Gunner, pretty fun class. We'll probably be getting that on our main character, though, and that is the effect of the myopic? I think that's how you say it, myopic screen. It's pretty cool, but yeah, I gotta say, Gwyn, pretty cool, dude. But unfortunately, we have to do an affinity mission. And why did I just jump? We have to do an affinity mission, so that means Gwyn has to leave us for the time being. And Gwyn, you've been awesome, man. I really did enjoy playing as you and showing you off, and we will see more of his combat, but for the time being, since this next affinity mission requires that it's just me, Elma, and Lynn, you gotta get out of here, man. I'm sorry, but that's what it had to come to. Anyways, to accept a affinity mission, all you have to do is have the requirements and come over to these handshaking things, and since we have 1 heart of affinity with Elma, we can start this mission.
We have visitor!
Hey, you busy? Monty's team botched a job and we need a cleanup crew pronto.
Monty? So it's a reclaimer mission? Did we find a chunk of the white whale?
Chunks, plural. Bits and pieces have been washing up around here lately. Someone needs to go round them all up. Oh, yeah. Those guys are fine. They lost some gear, but otherwise no big deal.
Hey, maybe we'll even find some materials we still haven't been able to synthesize in NLA.
Yeah, the reclaimers are all fired up too. Just remember, the area hasn't been cleared of indigents yet. It could be dangerous.
For an inexperienced team, at least. Which is why you came to us. Am I right?
Bingo. I am asking a few other top teams, so if you want the job, you best shake a leg.
Tatsu not let anyone steal this glory. Team Tatsu, move out!
The first affinity mission, We Were Soldiers, is now accepted. And seeing as the rewards for completing this quest are quite numerous, let's get started on it. And the first task is, well, to go to the Northern Primordia. So let's fast travel there real quickly. So the quickest way to get to the first objective is to travel to Frontier Nav Site 12 and then travel northeast a bit. Until you see water, because that is where this quest takes place. And we got the North Point Cove on our map, and that rock was really close to hitting my head. Ow. That'd be painful. But yes, over there is a tyrant. I don't want anything to do with him, so I'm going to politely ignore him. In this area, though, there is a nav site that we can activate if you have the mechanical skill too. That is why I highly recommend leveling up mechanical as quickly as possible. That will add to our survey rate, which is one of the more annoying things stopping you from completing story missions. So I highly recommend grab that one if you're out here doing this affinity mission. And now all we have to do is pick up these 3 giant things, even though they seem way too big for me to pick up, John. But yes, let's get the rest of these parts. And once we collect the 3rd one, we will progress to the next part of this affinity mission.
Team Tatsu, mission complete.
Yeah, it looks like we've got everything in the area.
I sure hope they can get something useful out of all this.
Well, well. Beaten to the punch.
Hey, Doug.
Gotta hand it to you, Elma. You work fast.
You must be the other team Vandam sent out, huh?
One of them, anyway. Thought we made pretty good time, too. But then you always were one step ahead. Remember? Back when Earth was hit. That lone Skell that struck back before anyone else? Guess whose Skell that was?
Wait, really? Elma, that was you?
It was a long time ago. And it didn't change anything.
Come to think of it, that was a tandem Skell, wasn't it? Weren't you with...
It's a distress call. signal originating from...
That's Irina's ID.
And not far from here.
We'll go ahead. We can link back up later.
Team Tatsu coming too.
So, Irina sent us a distress signal. So the next step of this Affinity mission is to find her as soon as possible. But, I mean, hey, on the way, we might as well try and get a probe. Why the heck not? The next one we can find is over near that giant mountain. So let's run over there and completely ignore our friend's distress signal. Okay, not really. I'm just kind of poking fun at things. But if we scale this mountain inside, we will find another data probe. And I gotta say, Monolith Soft, you could have hidden this one a little bit not as well, because it took me forever to figure out that was in here. But yes, now that we have that, let's get on to the next step of this Affinity mission, which is to locate Irina's distress signal. And here in the northern Janpath Plains, there are going to be a lot of Grex stopping us to getting to our next objective, and hopefully I can avoid them all. But as for our next objective, it's right inside that mountain, so let's get there real quickly. Eventually, you should make it up here and hopefully be unscathed from the Grex menace. But this is the last known source of Irina's distress signal. Unfortunately, it's not going to be that easy just getting to her. You'll see what I mean later.
Elma?
Irina's signal is coming from deeper inside. Looks like the only way to reach them is through here.
Then we better get moving. Come on.
Tatsu will protect rear flank.
So yeah, there's a giant stinking monkey. We're gonna have to get to him. But before we do that, now is when I'd like to talk about building tension. So before we go into battle, if you select this issue order, build up tension, and use some of your physical attacks on some of the weaker enemies leading up to a boss, and I should not have used that art, you can stack up some tension. This is going to be helpful. It's better to start a battle with max tension instead of 0. So really quickly, let's build up some, and I may fast travel here again because 400 is not enough tension to use on my arts. So let me take some time and stack some tension here. And I don't know if I've mentioned it before, so I might as well say it again. Physical attacks are way better for stacking tension than using your bullets. And okay, 2k is enough for me to use my 2 auras. And I forgot to mention this, but when we were playing with Gwyn, we did get a second art, which we'll get into in the next battle. But right now is when I need to increase my armor a lot. This next fight is going to test if you have decent equipment, and it equipped my fashionable glasses, I see. Interesting. But yes, like I said, for this next section, if you're at my point in the game, you want as much physical defense as you can, because oh boy, this Simius hurts so much with his physical attacks. So to stop him from doing them, let's target onto his right arm and stack some armor onto Lynn, and please do not one-shot us. So far, it seems like we're doing really good damage, though. My goal here, though, is to use both of my auras, Recuperate and then Full Specs. This increases my beam damage, so if we lock on to this arm, oh my god. That is going to do some damage. Oh my gosh. Alright, so that is my strategy here. We've already taken down half of his HP. But this guy, really all he does is use one attack, which can easily one-shot your party members, so you need to be careful. But if you just deal enough damage... Ooh, don't do... Oh god. That did a lot of damage. Let's heal up really quickly. But if you do have decent armor at this point in the game and have chrome armor on your allies, you should be fine here. And if not, just level up a bit, and he should go down without too much trouble.
Any sign of Irina?
There.
That's Irina's.
She didn't fall off the cliff.
We need to check. Let's head down.
Oh god, please don't tell me that giant monkey knocked Irina off the cliff. What would she do? She'd be dead. She'd hit that water like concrete. Well, let's find out by hitting that water like concrete and jumping off the cliff and figuring out what happened. Yeah, physics, what are the... Okay, I'm just gonna stop poking fun at it. I know it's a different planet with different gravitational forces and all that stuff, but you can't admit, what... Hey, figure out where she went by doing exactly what she did. I don't think I know, but... Anyways, Irina is right over here, and she is totally fine. And thankfully, Doug is with her, too.
Doug!
There you are. Thanks for clearing out the riffraff up there.
Sure. How's Irina?
I'll be fine. Doug already took care of all the key repairs.
All right, Doug.
Nah, I mean, come on. It's the least I could do. Especially while you were all busy up there kicking indigent asses, right?
You dropped this. You had us all worried, you know.
Thanks, Colonel.
Lieutenant! Huh?
Look who decided to show up.
What? No, we split up looking for parts, and then next thing I know, got this SOS,
And you're late, Gwen.
and I'm late.
Cut him some slack. He must have really hauled it here with those stubby legs of his. It doesn't matter you weren't here first, Gwen. I'm just glad you're here.
Well, sure.
I'm glad too. Because now you can carry the lieutenant all the way back to the city for us.
Yes, sir.
And our first affinity mission has been resolved. Irina's okay. And at the end of the day, we actually learned a little bit more about our party members. But now that's taken care of, let's return to base and turn this quest in.
Nice work out there. The Reclaimers are going over the parts as we speak.
You'll let us know if anything comes of it, right?
You got it. I don't mind telling you, I'm a bit surprised your team found all the parts and rescued Irina. Maybe surprised isn't the word. More like disappointed. In the other teams, those slackers have a few thousand push-ups coming to them.
Don't be too hard on them. Doug and Gwyn both played a part in the rescue operation. If it wasn't for the two of them, Irina could have been in real trouble.
Doug? Okay, yes. Gwyn? Maybe not so much.
In any case, most of the credit is yours, Elma. But what else is new? Been that way since before we left Earth.
Doug was saying the same thing earlier. You really are something, Elma.
Exactly. If my team's effective, it's only because every single member is pulling their weight. Besides, it's going to take more than just a handful of heroes to win the war and cultivate this planet. Ultimately, the responsibility and the accolades all go back to the commander who unifies and leads the entire operation.
Well, that's true.
Which reminds me, why aren't you Blade Commander, Elma?
Yes, yes. Mustache Man can still have gainful employment as personal assistant to Tatsu.
Ha! Not in this lifetime, potato skin.
Ha 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 ha! Tatsu's food. That's the joke, everybody. Alright. Anyways, once you complete an affinity mission, you can learn unique arts from your party members. In this case, we got Elma's Shadow Strike. And we also, speaking of Elma, learned a little bit more about her character. But that is not all. We got some awesome new armor. And considering I kind of have like a clown suit, like a mishmash of armor at the moment, let's fix that by equipping our strongest gear. And oh my gosh. We still have those kind of weird glasses, but this armor looks sick. Honestly, I'm digging the purple. Not bad, but yes, that is why affinity missions are incredibly important. You get unique arts, you get unique armor, and some EXP too. So it's not all bad. But that is not the last thing we're going to be taking out in this episode. Now that we've cleared that mission and are a high enough level, we should be able to come over to this and hey, Carl! How's Sheen doing? Okay, I need to stop with the bad jokes and hey, can we not? Carl, what you talking about, man? You're a Blade, right? You know what it's like. You've been saddled with annoying missions lately. Yes, I have, because those basic missions were a real pain in the butt to do. So I'll agree with him, and Sounds like you and me have a lot in common. At least now we both have a friend to vent with. I don't say we're friends yet, buddy, but speaking of which. So this cave, right, that we're supposed to look at, total nest of nasty monsters because, of course, and they're like, it could be dangerous to leave them alive, which is secret big brass code for go kill them all, grunt, which is just, ugh. Man, I just don't get it. Why does Trevor keep dumping all these awful jobs on me? If we had long enough, some lone combat nut would stumble across the cave and go all commando, take care of it for it. I don't know if we should be banking on that, Carl, and wait, I saw that look. That was totally a look. You want this job, don't you? Sure, why not? And hey, Forerunner's armor. That would be, or uniform, I guess. It's actually the same thing, though, and I should have tried it ages ago. Okay. Then first, you should go and scout the cave out. You know, if you leave the west gates out there. Alright, so our next quest is to go kill some stuff in a cave. Can't say it's the most unique quest ever, but this cave is right down here. All I need to do is get near it and a cutscene will start. And yeah, it took me a while to locate, that's why it's nighttime. I'm trying to keep the continuity somewhat working like that. You know, we start at night and end at night in the episode. And oh, some little piggies! Aww. Carl, why do you want me to kill these pigs, dude? And Carl, the field team. Come in, field team. Yo, how's it going? Find those beasties yet? Yes, I did. And what? Bunch of young ones in the cave. Yeah, just little kids, man. Dang. I won't tell anyone that we gotta go blast little piglets, if they are monster piglets. I guess that's the Interceptor way, right? Secure mankind's safety no matter the target. Yeah, this is all messed up, don't you think? And that's a real moral conundrum there. But you're the one who has to live with it, so I'm gonna leave it up to you. Over and out. Cool. Thanks for dumping all your responsibilities on me, man. So here's the deal with this mission, guys. If we don't eliminate these piglets, they will kill Carl. NPCs can die in this game, so I'm sorry, piglets, but it's either you or us, like my character says all the time, and this is a fantastic scenario to show you why AoE damage is so helpful in this game, especially with my beam barrage. It's a really nice ability to just eliminate a lot of really weak enemies at the same time. But yeah, I like this quest a whole heck of a lot, guys, as I'm really not going to focus here because in reality, these are level 8 Suid, and if you can't beat them at this point in the game, you probably need to level up a bit. We can aggro all of them and be totally fine. But yeah, it's a moral dilemma, quite literally. Do we destroy these pigs and let them grow up? Or no, we don't destroy them and let them grow up and eradicate us? I mean, they're obviously just pigs and stuff, but what if they were stronger monsters, you know, like something a little more deadly? That could be a problem. Let's heal Lynn. She needs it really bad. I don't know, I like that Xenoblade takes on this sort of issue in real life, because sometimes there are animals in our everyday world that aren't necessarily hurting anybody yet, but they have the potential to a bit later. I mean, there's countless examples. An example here where I live is like there's just boars, and sometimes, yeah, the committees do have to take care of them because they can do property damage and hurt, you know, little kids and stuff if they're out in the woods. So, I don't know. That's what I like about the side quests in this game. They delve into those dilemmas. But now that we've beaten the piglets, the mother will come out, and this is where the real challenge is. So now let's focus. As before, though, we're going to stack both of our auras and then go for Beam Barrage. It would have been nice if I got the secondary cooldown for Beam Barrage, so it would do the maximum amount of damage. But, hey, you know, that did decent damage, too. So stacking auras is very helpful with this class. I will be giving class tips later on, once I have locked them, of course. Let's get that slit edge going in there. So far, our tension's okay, and we're not really taking any damage here, so I really doubt we're going to die to this thing. Honestly, if you have the armor to... Ooh! That hurt. If you have the armor to take on the Simius, you should be fine. Let's hurry up and beat this guy. But now is a point I'd like to talk about. We're missing a lot of our attacks. Sometimes enemies will be higher level than you, and if they are, your attacks may miss that should normally hit. So keep that in mind when taking on quests. You may not be a high enough level to even hit the enemy because it has so much evasion. But yeah, now that we've taken down this entire family of pigs, let's return back to the city and tell Carl that we completed his quest. I don't feel good about this. Gotta say, it's kind of a sad quest in all reality. But yeah, Carl, we did your dirty work, man. And hey, welcome back. How the native animal slaughter thing. God, man, you're not helping me out here. How's that again? Killed the piglets, and the mama came out and killed her too. Ugh, killing a parent trying to protect its children is just Dang, that's heavy stuff, brother. I mean, there was one big happy family till we showed up. Probably had holiday dinner together and everything. Pictures hanging in the living... Oh my god, stop, Carl. Seriously. But then we come along and senselessly murder your entire family for our convenience? How messed up is that? It's messed up, but... You know, we had orders. What a bummer. I'm so bummed right now. Still, I was the one who sent you out there, so I'm going to pay you. Thanks, man. Gotta say, I may be the city's savior, but I sure don't feel like it, and this whole thing leaves a bad taste in my mouth. Blech. You're not even the one that did it. It was me, Carl. But yeah, we'll get another piece of armor for Elma this time instead of my main character. And I gotta say, I like the way this armor looks, but it may not be the best for our current stats. So I may change it to our fashion gear, but I don't know. It looks pretty cool for Elma, I gotta say. It will increase our ranged attacks, but that's not really what she's all about. And can we get back? Let's give Elma these bargain heart glasses. What the heck? No, wait, I think I have... Yeah, I have head gear turned off, but I'll enable that in the next episode. But yeah, guys, this was a kind of lengthy episode. I gotta say, don't worry, they're all not going to be this long, but no, you guys tend to like my longer episodes. But we did our first Affinity mission and also did some other side quests. Among other things, we also tested out using Gwen. But in the next episode of Let's Play Xenoblade Chronicles X, we're finally ready to take on Chapter 4. So see you guys in the next episode. Bye.